Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera kepada semua warga pendidik yang berada di luar sana. Alhamdulillah, pada hari ketiga kita bersama dalam program Gegar Digital Petaling Utama 2020. Okey, pertamanya dari pihak Pembelajaran utama saya mengucapkan juta terima kasih kepada Yang Berusaha Puan Hajah Marpu Atun binti Sastero, Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Petaling Utama, Yang Berusaha Puan Azrina binti Husin, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Sektor Perancangan Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Petaling Utama, Puan Norin binti Zakaria, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Sektor Pembelajaran PPD Petaling Utama, Yang Berusaha Tuan Muhammad Kamal Azizi bin Abdul Aziz, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Sektor Pengurusan Sekolah PPD Petaling Utama, Yang Berusaha Puan Hajah Marhani binti M. Hanif, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Sektor Pembangunan Murid PPD Petaling Utama, barisan pengetua, guru-guru besar, penerokan sekolah-sekolah daerah Petaling Utama, seterusnya hadirin hadirat yang saya hormati sekalian. Alhamdulillah, seperti yang saya maklumkan sebentar tadi, sekarang kita berada dalam slot kedua bagi hari ketiga program Gegar Digital Petaling Utama 2020. Untuk makluman hadirin hadirat yang berada di luar sana, tujuan ataupun objektif program ini dilaksanakan adalah bagi memberi pendedahan, pengetahuan, perkongsian kepada warga pendidik ataupun ibu bapa di luar sana untuk sama-sama kita melalui norma baru sistem pendidikan di negara kita. Kerana seperti yang kita maklumkan, PDPR tetap terus dilaksanakan bagi memastikan kelangsungan pendidikan anak-anak murid kita di sekolah. Walaupun mereka berada di rumah bersama dengan ibu bapa tercinta. Baiklah hadirin yang saya hormati sekalian, insyaAllah pada slot kali ini kita akan bersama-sama dengan 3 orang pendidik yang cukup hebat, yang mempunyai latar belakang yang berbeza, yang mempunyai skop bidang option yang berbeza, tetapi mempunyai matlamat yang sama, iaitu memastikan pendidikan berterusan. Untuk itu, bersama-sama kita pada pagi ini adalah yang pertama, iaitu Cikgu Vilushina. Okey, untuk makluman hadirin hadirat sekalian, Cikgu Vilushina merupakan seorang pendidik yang mempunyai lulusan Sarjana Muda Pendidikan TESOL dan kini mengajar di SJKT Pulau Keri Timur di daerah Kuala Langat. Beliau juga mempunyai kemahiran sebagai penulis yang cukup terkenal, boleh dikatakan terkenal juga dalam JERMS model di bawah seliaan Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Selangor. Beliau juga terlibat dalam kejurulatihan TOT bagi guru-guru bahasa Inggeris di negeri Selangor. Untuk itu, beliau akan berkongsi kepada kita semua pada pagi ini perkongsian yang cukup menarik, iaitu Worksheet Live with Live Worksheets. Apa itu worksheet? Apa itu live? Apa itu live worksheet? Kita nantikan sebentar lagi. Panel kedua kita pula ialah individu guru yang disegani di Petaling Utama satu ketika dahulu, iaitu Cikgu Eugene Rice, iaitu guru bahasa Inggeris yang kini menjadi seorang pendidik di Maktab Tentera Diraja Sungai Besi. Beliau mempunyai pengalaman mengajar selama 24 tahun, sama ada di sekolah rendah maupun di sekolah menengah. Cikgu Eugene juga bergiat aktif dalam bidang ko-akademik, di mana beliau cukup aktif dalam pertandingan-pertandingan yang dilaksanakan di daerah Petaling Utama satu kali dulu, juga di peringkat negeri Selangor satu kali dulu, di dalam bidang poetry, public speaking dan juga choir competition. Right? Manakala pembentang kita yang ketiga pula, beliau merupakan seorang guru bahasa Melayu yang telah lama mengajar, yang kini berkhidmat di Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Seksyen 10 Kota Damansara, merupakan guru cemerlang bahasa Melayu. Beliau juga pernah menjadi guru bahasa Melayu eduwebtv.com dalam segmen interaktif. Beliau juga telah bertugas sebagai salah seorang panel proof muka surat buku teks baru KSSM bawah BBT dari tahun 2015 hingga 2017. Kini beliau merupakan jurulatih utama PPD Petaling Utama dan Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Selangor dalam pemberian perkongsian ceramah bengkel teknik menjawab soalan bahasa Melayu SPM. Beliau yang saya maksudkan sebentar tadi ialah Cikgu Eng Yin Chi dengan tajuk pembentangnya kertas kerjanya Google Doc. Baiklah, hadirin hadirat yang saya hormati sekalian, kita akan bersama-sama selama 1.30 minit dan saya akan serahkan pembentang pertama kita pada pagi ini iaitu Cikgu Vilashina untuk memberi perkongsian lebih lanjut berkaitan dengan live worksheet, worksheet live with live worksheets. Dipersilakan Cikgu Vilashina.
Terima kasih Cikgu Khairi. Okay. Good morning everyone. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank PPD Petaling Utama for giving me this golden opportunity to share what I did with my students for during the first phase and the current MCO period. Okay, let's first, right, okay. Okay, as you can see, I'm sure they have shared this link with you all in the YouTube link there. I would like you all to try it out. If you click on this link, you will open one of the live worksheets that I did. Okay, I will share it with you all as well. This is the worksheet you will see when you click on the link. I would like you all to try it out, teachers. It is actually very fun and interesting. Okay, now, if you try it out, teachers, it will bring you to a live worksheet where it will be very interactive. Okay, try it out, teachers. Try it out. Later on, you will be able to see the results. Okay, now, I'm sure what's running in your mind is, what is live worksheet? Very simple. Live worksheet is actually an interactive worksheet. Okay, it's an interactive worksheet, and what is required is internet access. If you go to Google and you Google interactive worksheets, there are a variety of platforms that actually offer interactive worksheets. I'm just focusing on one of it, which I found to be very interesting, which is live worksheets. Okay. Now, for today, we have, in class when we teach our students, we have objectives, right? So my objectives for today, for this particular slot is, first, to create interactive worksheets. Further on, we will upload them in Google Classroom, WhatsApp, or Telegram. Why I chose to use WhatsApp and Telegram besides Google Classroom is because there are certain places that do not have internet access. And finally, we are going to check our students' responses. And now, if you actually answer the worksheet link that I gave to you, later on, we will be able to see your responses. Okay, teachers? Now, next, I'm sure you all are curious. What is an interactive worksheet? Well, it's very simple. An interactive worksheet actually takes our traditional worksheets that we use in our classroom, the ones that we give our students daily, and it transforms it into an interactive worksheet that self-corrects. It self-corrects. So, in short, it makes our life easier. We do not have to sit down and mark 40 over worksheets. Instead, we just have to key in the answers and it self-corrects for us. That is what an interactive worksheet does. Okay? Now, next. Okay, before we start, because make sure the first thing that we need to know is we have to save our worksheet in a PDF form. Even if you do it on Word or on PowerPoint, on anything, you can use any medium, but make sure you save it in PDF. All right. Now, if you go to interactive worksheets, there are a variety of worksheets offered. So I'm only going to focus on about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is you have to upload a YouTube video, you have to listen, speak, the drag and drop option, the selecting option, and finally the drop down box option. Okay? Now, teachers, if you go to Google, right, and you Google, how do we get started? Simple, very simple, teachers. What you should do is, as usual, when we do not know something, In the current world, what we do is, we do not look into the encyclopedia anymore. All we do is, we go to Google and we Google it. So, the first thing you should do is, Google live worksheets. When you Google live worksheets, you will get this. So, you go to the first one and you click on it. And then, of course, just like any other thing, you'll have to register. If you have registered, how do you register? You go to Teacher Access, you click on it, and you register. Okay? Okay, you log in and you enter. Once you have registered, you enter. Alright, teachers? When you enter, you can already create your live worksheet. It's as simple as that. Very simple. So if you actually have 2 or 3 email IDs, you can use a variety of IDs to register for more than one account, so you can create more worksheets. Okay, teachers? Later on, okay. Then once you have clicked on Make Interactive Worksheets, you go to Get Started. When you click on Get Started, what you have to do is very simple. You go and upload the PDF form of your worksheet. First, I'll teach you the theory part of it. Later on, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, teachers? All right. Once you've uploaded your worksheet, we can create the worksheet. It's as simple as that. First, save the worksheet in the PDF form. Then you upload it, and you are ready to create your interactive worksheet. Okay? Now, let's see. How do you do it? Very simple. Now, like I told you before, I chose to use the YouTube video option. How do you insert the YouTube video? It is not some rocket science or whatever. It is very simple. Okay, all you have to do is draw a text box. Just like how you draw a text box in your Word document, you will have to draw a text box in the particular space where you want the video to play. All right, you can actually use a text box, or you can, in the PDF worksheet, right? You can actually use a box. This time around, I chose to use a TV, and it's actually a TV that was quite familiar during our time when we were younger. All right, so you can actually draw a text box here, so the video will actually appear here in the screen. I will show you how to do it, and later on, I'll show you an example of my worksheet. Okay, so after that, once you have drawn a text box, as you can see here, teachers, all you have to do is paste the URL of the YouTube video you would want to play. And it will play it for you. You don't have to do anything besides that. Just copy and paste the URL. That's all. Okay? And it will appear in the worksheet later. If you have actually tried out the link that was shared to you, you will notice that there is a video playing there. Alright, teachers? Okay. Next. Okay. That is for the YouTube video option. And next, if you want to use the audio option. Okay. This audio option is actually very useful to test the students' listening skill. The listening skill is actually quite a neglected skill in the primary. I'm not so sure about the secondary classroom, but listening skill is a neglected skill. But if you use this live worksheet, it actually gives you an option to use it, to use and utilize the listening skill. Okay, so what you can do is you can actually insert an audio, and you do not have to worry, oh, my voice is not sweet enough to insert an audio, because the audio is automatically inserted by the system itself. So you have to just type it out, what you want the system to say. Okay, and another neglected skill, again, here is the speaking skill. So this worksheet actually allows us to test the students' speaking skill as well. But there is, in everything, there is a pro and con. There is a bit of a problem when it comes to the speaking here, but you can use it. You can use it, but there may be a bit of a problem. I will share with you why later. All right? Now, okay, first what you do is, like in this case, I have decided to put my voice here, and here the students are to speak. All right? So this particular space is meant, this is already in my PDF worksheet, teachers. So here I will insert the audio, and here it's meant for the student to answer. Okay? Next, what do? I draw a text box. After I draw a text box here, I will just have to type in the word listen. As you can see, this is meant to make the students listen. So the keyword for listen is listen. Alright? If you want the students to listen to something, the keyword is listen. So when you type into the text box in the live worksheet, you type listen and you insert the words that you would want the students to listen to. And then you select the language. It's easy for us because they have actually offered us English from United Kingdom and from USA. I decided to choose English from UK because that's what we are using right now. Okay, teachers? After that, once, as you can see, it's all automatically generated, teachers. We do not have to do anything. You just type in the text that you would want the child to listen to. All right? As you can see, once you have actually drawn the text, you just have to insert it. And then they'll ask you which country's English do you want. That was for the listening one. As for the speaking, it's also the same. But just now, if you noticed here, this was meant to test the students' listening. So the keyword is listen. Here, it is meant to test the students' speaking. So the keyword here is speak. When you type the word speak and you key in what is supposedly the answer, the system will save it for you. So you do not have to correct it later. The only problem here is it only accepts the answers that you have typed in here. If you use, let's say for an example, when the child speaks, gives some other answers that may be correct. The system will mark it as wrong, as it only gives priority to one particular answer. So the keyword again, as I said, teachers, it's speak. And again, just like the listening one, it offers you an option for the language. Okay, you have English UK, English Australia, and then you save it, so it will save as default for the entire worksheet that you are doing. All right? Okay, teachers. Next. If you open all this, it's actually the worksheet link that I sent you all just now. Okay, next. Okay, another option that is offered by this live worksheet is the drop and drag option. All right, drag and drop, sorry. Here, this is actually quite interesting, especially for the primary school children, because they can actually play with they play with their phone when they drag and drop the answers. All right, so what do they do is very simple. First, you draw a text box again. Another key feature of this is you have to draw text box everywhere and type in. So again, you draw the text box on the answer and you type in drag 1, and where you want the answer to be placed, you type in drop 1. An important point to be noted here is it's supposed to be done back to back. For an example, teachers, okay, you have got 5 questions with 5 drop options. So what you should do is you have 5. So when I type in, I type, okay, drag 1, that is on the answer. And I straight away type where the answer is supposed to be dropped at. So drag 1, drop 1. Drag 2, drop 2. I have to do it back to back. If not, it will actually go haywire. So you do drag 1, drop 1. Drag 2, drop 2. Drag 3, drop 3. I will show you how later. Here, the keyword is drag and drop. For listening, the keyword was listen. For speaking, the keyword was speak. And for here, the keyword is drag and drop. Okay, teachers? Now, the next one. All this actually appeared in the worksheet link that I gave you all just now, teachers. Okay. Next. Okay, for an example, if you have MCQ questions, you can also use this live worksheet to test the students' using MCQ. How? Very simple. In this case, I've given the answers this way. You can actually give it like as in A, B, C, D. Now, when it comes to the MCQ option, what you have to do is type the word select, and then yes for the correct answer, and no for the wrong answer. Okay, as usual in MCQ questions, there will only be one correct answer. So, as you can see here, teachers, there are 4 no's and 1 yes, as this is the only correct answer. Okay, it's actually very simple, teachers. If you look just now, the listening skill, the keyword was listen. The speaking skill, the keyword was speak. The drag and drop, the keyword was drag and drop. And for the MCQ, the keyword is select, yes for the correct answer, and select no for the wrong answer. All these appeared. If you try out the worksheet, it's there, teachers. You'll find it. Of course, you can't see this because this is meant to be seen by the teacher. As a student, you will just have to answer the questions. Okay? Now, teachers, I will show you the practical side of it later. Okay? Now, that was right. I'm sorry, there's a technical, okay, not drop down box, teachers. There's a technical error here. It's actually selector. Here again, this is for the, correct. This is the drop down box option. I'm a bit confused. I'm sorry. The drop down, this now was drag and drop. This one is a drop down box. Drop down box, as when you click here, there'll be a box that appears down with the answers. Here, the students have to choose the correct answer and click on it. All right. Here again, the keyword here is choose. Choose option 1, option 2, option 3. Why is there an asterisk sign here? Very simple. That is the answer. You can have as many options as possible, but that you have to place an asterisk sign in front of the answer. Okay, teachers, as you can see here, in front of the answer, there's an asterisk sign. Okay? All this appeared in the worksheet. Later on, you will see, teachers. Okay? Now, next. After you have finished doing the worksheet, what you should do is, you should see a preview of the worksheet. When you look at the preview, it's the way the students will be able to view the worksheet. If you're happy with it, you save it. If you're not happy with it, you can always edit your worksheet. All right. Now, once you have actually saved it, they will ask you a question if you want to keep your worksheets private or you would want to share it with everyone. If you choose to share it with everyone, there is no problem at all. Teachers, everyone can see it. But please be very, very careful of the copyright issue. If we happen to use YouTube videos that do not belong to us, or pictures that do not belong to us, or pictures that have copyright issues, I would advise you to keep it private. Because if you choose to keep it shared with everyone, they may be able to sue you. So be very careful when it comes to copyright issues, teachers. Okay, you can actually have about 30 worksheets in the private one. Okay. Now, after that, once you have done, you go to open worksheet. Once you have actually done the whole thing, it will appear there. Once you have saved it, you open the worksheet. But don't copy and send that link. Customize the link first. After you have customized the link, you can choose. How do you customize it? Very simple. I will show you later how you customize it. You can actually choose what kind of features do you want and the grading options are features. One thing about this live worksheet is it always grades over 10. You can have 100 questions, it will grade you over 10. So the best thing for you to do is choose the one that offers the mark with the decimal. Okay, this is to customize the link so that you can see, oh, this student has got higher marks than the other student. You understand? Okay, now once you have customized the link, then only share the link. Okay, teachers, how do you customize? As you can see here, there will be options for you to choose from. All right, if you click, because if you do not fill in all these, later on when the students have completed their worksheets, they will fill in all these by themselves. So it is best for you to complete all these. So they only have to fill in their names and send it to you. Okay. Now, after you have customized it, teachers, then share the link. You can share the link through a variety of ways. As you can see here, the link appears here. If you copy the link, you can actually copy this link. Just click on this and then share it on your WhatsApp group or Telegram group, or you can actually edit in your Google Classroom. Okay, these are the ways to share it. Okay, these are the ways: Google Classroom, WhatsApp, Telegram. Because in some schools, they do not use Google Classroom because the students do not have access to the internet. So they choose WhatsApp as a platform or Telegram. So you can just paste the link on WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay, teachers? Next. Okay, we can also check the students' responses. As you can see here, it appears here, my student has got 5 and the student has got 4. You can actually check, and this can be actually kept in the system for about a year, depending on your subscription. I will show you all that later, teachers. And this can be used for our PVD as our evidence. Okay. Now let's try it out. Okay. As you can see, teachers, this is the worksheet that was the link that was sent to you just now. Here is the YouTube. This is the completed worksheet. This is a YouTube video. This is the where the students are supposed to speak, and here is the audio, as I mentioned before. And then this is the drag and drop option where you can drag and drop the answers. And then finally, you have this is the MCQ ones where you just click on the answer, and then just the drop down box option. Okay. Now I will show you. This is the completed worksheet. Now I will show you how to do it. Okay. Very simple. First of all, as I mentioned before, you should have a PDF form of the worksheet. Now, as you can see, this is the PDF form of my worksheet. Okay, teachers? This is the PDF form of the worksheet. Here is where I'm going to place the YouTube video, and these are the questions. This is I actually did this worksheet in Word. Later on, I saved it into PDF. Okay? Now, let's see how to do this worksheet. All right? First, as I mentioned before, what you should do is go to Google and Google Live Worksheets. Okay, when you Google Live Worksheets, click on this first box. And as you can see here, I already have an account, so it's registered for me. If you do not have an account, you have to go and register for it. Okay, now once you have registered and you have logged in, it will bring you to a page that's similar to this. Go to Make Interactive Worksheets. Click on it and click Get Started. When you click Get Started, it will bring you to this page in which you will have to upload your worksheet that is in the PDF form, the one that I showed you just now. So click on Choose File and click on the worksheet and click Open. As you can see, they have uploaded the worksheet here and click Upload. Okay, can you see the worksheet? The one that I showed you just now, it's uploaded here. All right. So now what you should do is, teachers, first, the first feature that I told you was the YouTube feature. So what you should do is first draw a text box. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay, you don't have to be scared. Can you see this cursor here? It's already ready to draw the box. So what you should do is draw the box. Very simple. How do you draw? Okay, I want the video to be placed in this TV. So I'll draw a text box in the TV like this. Just pull and drag. Okay. When you drag it, now I'm supposed to paste the YouTube link here. I go to YouTube. I copy the link.
Oh, Barney, put them on the floor.
I copy the link. Control. Okay, I copy the link. And then I paste it here. Okay, it's already here as you can see, teachers. Okay, can you see the YouTube link? Do not be afraid. Don't get scared, teachers. You can't see. Oh my God, the video isn't here. When you look at the preview, the video will be there. Okay, now for the next one, once this is the YouTube one. Now for the listen, very simple. Again, draw a text box. Okay, draw a text box. Now, teachers, we notice the text box isn't covering the entire circle. If the student later on, if the student happens to place his he clicks on the place where the text box isn't covering, the audio would not play. So make sure you cover the entire shape. All right. Okay, so how do you do? Just pull and drag like this. All right. Now here, the student is supposed to listen to the audio. So what you do is very simple. Listen. Okay, I would like the student to answer a question, right? So the question here is, what are the names of the babies? Okay, now this is the listen one. Now here again is the second one. Let's say for an example here. Again, I draw and I click. Okay, as you can see, I mentioned just now, right? They will ask us to select the language. So you just pick the language. Go here, go to UK English, set as default for this worksheet, and you save it. So as you can see, it has automatically generated it. All right. Now again here, I type the same thing. Listen. The keyword for listening is listen. So listen. Did the babies like each other? Now, okay. So okay, this is for the listening, and here the students are supposed to answer. So I will draw a text box. This is for speaking. What is the keyword? Very good. It's speak. So S-P-E-A-K, speak. Okay, here is the problem. Let's say, what are the names of the babies? The names of the babies is actually Pebbles and Bum Bum. So let's say I type in Bum Bum and Pebbles. If let's say if let's say the student happens to say Pebbles and Bum Bum, the worksheet will mark it as wrong. That's the problem. That's the only problem. Besides that, it's okay. All right. Now the next one here, when I draw the text box here, and I say again, it's asking me to choose the language in which the speaking is supposed to be. Here I will select English. They're asking me the country. I will go for United Kingdom, set as default, and save. Here again, speak. Yes, we. Okay. Now again, it will automatically generate. All right. Now this is for the listen option, and this is for the speaking option. Okay. Now this is for the drag and drop option. Very simple. As I mentioned before, first drag one, drop one. So this is the answer. Look at the first question. What goes up when the rain comes down? It's the umbrella. So what you do is you draw a text box in front of the umbrella. Again, make sure you cover the entire umbrella. Okay. And then drag one. And they are supposed to place the answers here. So here, drop one. Okay. Here, again, the moment the line appears like this, that means the answers have been registered. Even here, can you see? Okay, now let's see. This is again the second one. Drag two. This is what I meant back to back, teachers. Do not do how do I say? Do not do drag one, drag 2, and then drop 1, drop 2. Do not do that. Drag 1, drop 1. Drag 2, drop 2. Okay, teachers? Now, this is for the drag and drop option. Next, let's look at the other option, which is the next one, as you can see, is the what did the poet, okay, they are supposed to answer questions based on the poem, right? So now for this, what did the poet lose? The poet lost, okay, here the keyword is select. So what you do is you draw a text box, type in the word select. Now the answer here is glasses. So this is the answer. What you do, select yes. And this is not the answer. So select no. Okay. Now the poet looked for glasses everywhere except for the. Now this is the wrong answer, and this is the correct answer. So again, select no. Select yes. Okay. Now this is the MCQ one where you can just select the answer, and this is the drop down box. Now click on this and draw a text box again. Now once you have drawn the text box, click on it. Click on it and you unkey in the answer. What is the keyword for this? Is choose. CHOOSE. Okay. Why is the poet looking for her glasses? The poet is looking for her glasses because she wants to, let's say the correct answer is read. Let's say I want to give two options, which is read and write. So I key write first, which is not the answer. And then I put a slash. Now read is the answer. So in front of the word read, I put in an asterisk sign and I key in read. Now that is done. Again, here. Where were the pair of glasses that the poet was looking for? The pair of glasses that the poet was looking for was, let's see now, again, choose. Choose, and then the answers are, for an example, okay, was on her head and in her purse, let's say. The answer is on her head. So in front of on her head, I place an asterisk sign. On her head slash in her purse. Okay, now that I've completed the worksheet, what I can do is I can preview the worksheet. How do I preview? Very simple. I go to I go here. Can you see this particular icon here? Click on it. When you click on it, you will be able to preview the worksheet. Can you see? Ta-da! The video is in here. And this is the way the students will be able to see the worksheet. Okay, now let's say I have seen it. I'm happy with it. I can click save. If I'm unhappy, I can go to edit and click edit. Before that, okay, teachers, let's say here for an example, here is the drop down box option. Now I want to change the font. Very simple. Click on the right side. Click on what font you want. Let's say I want this, and I want the size to be 16, or let's say 16 here. Okay. Wait, just a minute. Okay. You can actually choose the color. So teachers, if you do background color here, if you can see. Okay, let's say I want the background, the background color to be yellow. I want the font color to be dark blue. Okay, and I want the border color to be red. Now, and then I click apply and I click this. As you can see, the font changes. Okay, teachers. Now, if I'm happy again, I save it. If I'm unhappy, I edit. Now, let's say I'm unhappy because there was a mistake here. The word bam bam is wrong. I go back to this particular icon. As you can see, the answers are here, right? Now, this. I can click change it. BEM. Bam bam. Okay. And then I'm happy. Now I'm happy. What I do, I click on save. When I click on save, as you can see, they've asked me this question. Now, teachers, as I mentioned before, I would choose to keep it private because of the YouTube video with copyright issues. So I will keep it private. Now, it will ask me to give a name to it. Let's say I give it, let's try to, and I save. Okay. Once I save it, as you can see, they'll ask me what I should do. I want to open the worksheet. I click on this. Okay, when I click on this, you can actually just share this straight away. But do not do that, teachers. You customize the link. Okay, go to custom link. As you can see, they've asked me a few questions here. Now, I would choose to give a grade. Let's say I would choose to give this to my year 3 class. And then the subject would be English. Because if I do not do these, teachers, when the students submit the worksheet to me, they will have to key this in. So it's better for you to key it in. So they just have to key in the name of themselves. And I would choose the one with the decimal. Because if this, like as I mentioned before, it marks it over 10, this does not give me an accurate grading. This one is much more accurate. So I will give this. And then the students will be able to see where they made the mistakes. And they can see what is the right answer as well. So after I have selected all of these, I have customized my link. Now, if I would like to select, I would like to share it via Google Classroom, I click on this. If I want to share it on WhatsApp, you just copy the link and paste it on WhatsApp. Now, if you want to share it on Google Classroom, very simple. You just click on this to take you to your classroom. Okay. As you can see here, this is the classroom. So you just click on this and you can select which class you want to share it with. Let's say for an example, this action, create assignment, go. And from here, I'm sure you all are familiar what you should do, right, teachers? Okay, now, from here, I'm sure you all are familiar. Just generate like normal. As you can see, the worksheet is already here. Okay, now, after that, once you have done, you just copy the link and share, right, teachers? That is done already. Now, let's see. Now, this, you shared the worksheet, the students will be able to see it, right? Now, let's see how do you check for the students' feedback. Okay, very simple. You go to your name, click on it, and you go to My Mailbox. When you go to My Mailbox, as you can see, teachers, some of you all have tried it out. I'm very happy to see this. As you can you see your scores? And this is the completed one. This is the one that you all have completed, teachers. All this is the one that you have completed, and it is here. Okay, now you can actually just click on it and it will show you the students, for an example, this. Okay, this is what my student got. And this was sent by the student's name. As you observe, it was below there. And as you can see, the answers are wrong. If it's red, the answers, this is the way the student will look at it as well. These are the answers which are wrong. Here, it gives a lot of importance to the pronunciation because I clicked it as I wanted it to be in the UK English, right? So as we can see, our English is not that much to the, how do I say? We do not speak like the first language speakers. So I think there may be a problem when it comes to this. But besides that, there is no problem. Can you see these answers are correct because it's in the green box. These are wrong because it's in the red box. Okay, teachers? All right. Now, let's go back here. Now, teachers, an important point for you to note here is this worksheet, as you can see, it's 365 days. That means that it will be there in my particular mailbox for 365 days. In the beginning, I did not know about this. So my worksheets actually went missing after 30 days. So what you can do to make sure you have a worksheet that will be in your mailbox for 5 years is very simple. You go here, go to My Subscription, and select. As you can see here, teachers, it's a free account. Here, can you see it gives the answers for 30 days, but this free account keeps it for a year. So just select that and subscribe. You will get more privileges. It's free, teachers. It's free. So it's good for us. Okay. Now that we have done this, let's go back. Okay. Let's go back to my mailbox. You also have the option where you can select your student's name. Let's say I want to select Halila. Okay, this is what Halila did. Okay, can you see here, teachers? You can actually just select by the name as well. So this can be kept as your evidence. Okay, teachers, I hope you understood what I was trying to say. Let's go back here to see some of the important points about this live worksheet. A gentle reminder, make sure you subscribe, teachers. Do not make the mistake that I did because the first time around, I only had 30 days and after that, I lost all of my students' work. So make sure you subscribe so your students' work will be in your mailbox for a year. The next one, make sure after the end of the line, teachers, the full stop feature does not work in the live worksheet. So make sure you place a full stop at the end of the line or blank. Next, be very careful about copyright issues. If you think there would be issues about copyright, please choose to keep it private. Finally, make sure you remember all the scores are above 10. So do not get scared. Oh, I did 100 questions. Why is the score above 10? The score is over 10 only. So choose the decimal option to have a more accurate score. Later on, make sure the text box covers the whole blank text or shape, because if it does not, what will happen is when the student clicks outside the text box that you have created, they cannot see the text box. But if they click outside the text box, and let's say you didn't cover the entire answer, the blank, the student cannot answer. So make sure you cover the entire shape that you want the students to answer in. Okay? And finally, be careful. No sharing option is limited to 30 worksheets only. That means the one, if you want to keep it private, if you subscribe, you can actually have 125. If you do not subscribe, you only can have 30 worksheets in your private work folder, right? So my advice to you would be have more. Create more accounts, or if not, delete the old worksheet. Okay, teachers, that's all. If you have any inquiries, you can always email me at, this is my email address. Feel free to email me. Okay, teachers, I hope you understood what I was trying to share with you, and I hope it was fruitful. Thanks a lot for everything. Thanks for lending me your ears, and back to you, Cikgu Khairi.
Okay, thank you so much, Cikgu Viloshina, for the sharing of worksheet live with live worksheet. As time does not permit to have a Q&A, but I rasa I should bagi satu soalan, saya rasa kita highlightkan dekat sini. Okay, tu ada satu soalan. Teacher, is it the audio language only accessible for English or open to other language just too?
Okay, this audio, you mean the speaking one or the listening one?
Speaking.
Speaking is open. Speaking has Bahasa Melayu, it has Mandarin, it has Tamil, and it has English as well. But the listening does not have for Tamil and all. It has Bahasa Indonesia for Malay.
Oh, I see.
But speaking can. The only problem is for the listening one.
Okay, alright. Okay, so because of that, saya rasa saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Cikgu Viloshina di atas perkongsian yang boleh agak menarik sebentar tadi. Alright, dan saya rasa tanpa melengahkan masa, kita terus kepada pembentang kita yang seterusnya, iaitu Cikgu Eugene Morris daripada Royal Military College dengan tajuk pembentangan iaitu Let's Jam. Okay, goes to you, Cikgu Eugene.
Thank you very much, Encik Khairi. Okay, a very good morning to everyone. Thank you, PPD PU, for inviting me today to share. Okay, let me just share this. Okay. Okay. So today, I've chosen the topic, Let's Jam. My motto has always been, learning English is fun and interesting. For me, every lesson, either in the classroom or outside, must be engaging for the pupils. Okay, so we have pair work, group work. Of course, we can't run away from chalk and talk, but we have activity as a whole class. So my classes have always been activity-based, as you can see. Okay, so every class there must be an activity. Okay, well, everything went on until we were visited by Mr. COVID. And then it was movement control order, where all schools had to be closed, but teaching and learning to go on as usual. See, my students come from all over Malaysia. And of course, due to MCO, all of them went back to their respective homes, north, south, east, and west of Malaysia. Okay, so classes had to go on as usual, but now teaching and learning became a little different and difficult. I had to use all these to connect with my students. Honestly, it was stressful for me because I felt I could not engage my students as much as I had wanted to during my online classes. Of course, I tried many ways. until I met Mr. Jamboard. Okay, it was love at first sight. Okay, and it was via Jamboard that I realized I can engage my students in pair work and group work during my online classes. So my dear friends, today let's take a look at my students who are now engaging in a group activity in Jamboard. They are Form 4 students. They're doing an activity based on lesson 82 from Full Blast. Okay, let's move on to Jamboard. Just give me a moment. Okay, so we are now in Jamboard. Okay. So the first time I introduced Jamboard to my students, it was chaotic, really chaotic. I want you to imagine children going to a toy store or a candy store for the first time. Well, it was just like that. They were going all over, touching this and touching that, playing around, meddling with all the things that I've set up in Jamboard. So I decided that they actually need a tutorial on how to behave in Jamboard just the same as they would in a classroom. Okay, so what I did was I organized an extra class at night to give a tutorial. So during the tutorial, I explained to them all the features of Jamboard. So just take a look, for example, on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a pen. So I gave them the choice, use the pen, start scribbling. Of course, they started scribbling all over, okay? Then I told them, okay, there's an eraser, erased it off. So they played along with it. Then I mentioned the next thing, how to use a sticky note. So they took a sticky note. I just told them, write their name down. So they wrote their name down. Okay. So once they wrote their name, I taught them how to play along with the sticky note, how to make it bigger or smaller, how to turn it around, okay, how to duplicate. This went on. Of course, they had so much of fun doing this. I also taught them how to find images. So if you go down on the left, add image. Example here, go to Google search. For example, let's take the word rose. I want a picture of a rose. Type, search. There's so many, so they can choose. I want this, select. It's my rose. And then you get your rose there, so they can arrange it. Okay. And finally, I taught them how to use a text box. And the text box, they can write things down. For example, I write my name down. Okay, but take note, all those who are using Jamboard from your handphone, this feature is not there. So they can use their sticky note for it. Okay, so dear teachers, once I got them introduced to Jamboard, before the lesson, I would set up my Jamboard. I'll give you an example. On top here, you see something called the frame. In Jamboard, there are 20 frame bars, so like 20 pages, okay? And over here, you can see there are about 15 of my students in the class now, okay? If you look, okay, 15 students here. Okay, let's move on to frame 2. Frame 2 is my instruction box or instruction frame. Over here is where I post down the instructions for them to read, just in case during my Google Meet, they might have missed out what I was trying to explain to them. So they can always refer to frame 2, and in frame 2, I've listed down what they need to do during the class. Okay, in frame 3 is where I've already allocated students according to groups. Do you notice? I've given the word group 1, and you see their full names here. Amjad, Anas, Daniel, and Sai. Okay, so the groups are already been fixed from class, and this is their usual group in class. Okay, now there's a twist to this. The name on the top, the first name on top, he is the group leader. The second name would be the timekeeper, and the third and fourth name would be the presenters. Now, this order doesn't have to be fixed. The next activity for another class, for example, they on their own, they can shift around to say, okay, I was the group leader today. To next week, you will be the group leader. So this is group 1. Now, you can see the students have already started on their task. Okay, just in case you do not know, let's have a look. Their task is very simple, based on lesson 82. Choose one animal which you consider intelligent. They need to find and insert the picture of that animal. They need to write the name of the animal on a sticky note. And then using the text box, they need to explain why they think this animal is intelligent. Okay, so we have here the student, this group, they have chosen this animal, chameleon. Okay, let's move on to group 2. Okay, wow. So they've taken chimpanzee. You see, they've already done a very good job. They started doing this at 11:20 today, at 11:20. Okay, okay. Group 3, chosen dog. So the task is completed. So I have not checked it yet. I'm just walking through. Okay, so group 4, they've chosen parrot. Okay. Group 5, octopus, interesting. Okay. Okay, group 6, okay, they've chosen cat. You can see some scratches here. So maybe group 6 leader need to do a bit of editing here. Okay, and group 7 have taken orangutan. Okay, dear friends, I also invited 3 teachers to come and join me. Okay, I can't post the link on YouTube. There'll be too many going around. So I invited 3 teachers, and they will be playing too. Prema, we have Susan, and we have Munira. So I'm going to invite them to come and do something and play along on Jamboard as well. Okay. These 3 teachers were the ones who actually approached me to, after hearing that I've conducted this session for my students on how to do Jamboard, they actually approached me to give them a tutorial how to do a Jamboard. So I had a small session with them, showing them how to do so that they can do with their students as well. So now teachers, as you said, this is group work. I control on their own. The students can control to which page they want to, but on screen in their Google Meet, I will control which frame to see. After this, we will do something called a gallery walk. So we will go group by group. I will ask every student, they can hear me actually from Google Meet. Okay, let's see what group 1 has done. So the presenter, which would be Daniel and Sai, one of them, they would present what they have done. Once they have done it, if there are any comments, I will ask the other students to give constructive comments, either by pasting a sticky note, or they can put stars. For example, say, okay, this group, I think they deserve 2 stars. So how do they get the stars? They just go to image, find for the stars and put over here as well. Okay. Now, a question may arise. What if students cannot enter Jamboard? For some reason, some students may have internet problems. They cannot come in. What I would do is, at the end of this class, I would leave this Jamboard link open for 2 days to give them chance to come in and to edit their work. Okay, so if you notice here on the top, there's a share button. Let me just show you. In the share button, there's something called, I'm just look at the bottom, change. You can either make them edit or view. If I click on viewer, they can only look at it. They cannot make any changes. So usually after a class, after 2 days, I will change the setting to viewer. The link is there, but they cannot make any changes. Okay, any changes. Okay. After this is done, usually on another night, I will have something called the presentation night. On that night, I would invite the parents to come and join in the class, in the sense that I would ask the parents to go and stand or sit beside their children. So when we enter Google Meet, we'll be linked into Jamboard, and group by group, they will present their work. And at the same time, I also invite my school administrators to join in as well. Okay, let's take a look and see how the groups are doing before we end. Okay, so group 1, I'm very impressed because it is done very orderly, very, very neat. Okay, well done to group 1. So group 2, interesting. They've given themselves 3 stars. Okay, and I like the extra touch they put in by adding some sort of decorations to this. Well done to group 2. Okay, group 3, I like the GIF animation there. Well done to group 3. Okay, so they chose German Shepherd as an intelligent dog, but I wonder whether this is the German Shepherd here. Okay, group 4 chose Parrot. Okay, good. Group 5, they chose the octopus. Okay, great. Cat. Group 7 chose the orangutan. Okay, a first teacher has completed this. Ma'am Prema, she's a teacher from my school, so she chose cat. Well done to you, Ma'am Prema. Okay, excellent job. Okay. Okay, Susan has not done yet. Okay, Munira, she's chosen, okay, what animal is this? Okay, so she needs to add in a bit. Thank you, Munira, at least you were playing around, you got a bit. Okay, let's go back to the first screen. Okay, so teachers, you may ask a question. How would the students communicate during this class? At the same time, Google Meet is on. So what they would do is the group leader will post a question in Google Meet for their members to answer or to ask a question. Sometimes I allow them to unmute and just speak out, just like a normal classroom. Okay, so I find Google Jamboard very exciting for me because I can do group work, I can do pair work during my classes, and it engages all my students. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box and I will look at it, or you can even send me an email. My email is here. And if you would like me to organize a small session for you on how to do a Jamboard session, please send me an email. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much Cikgu Eugene Morais atas perkongsian yang cukup menarik juga kalau kita lihat tadi, di mana dia mengintegrasikan. Kalau biasanya kalau kita fikir kalau PDPR okay, kalau kita biasa kita lihat dah. Alright. Testing. Dengar tak? Hello. Okay. Kita teruskan. Terima kasih kepada Cikgu Eugene pendekatan yang cukup menarik. Mungkin kalau sebelum ni kita lihat kalau secara atas talian ni hanya aktiviti sendiri. Okay, murid belajar seorang-seorang, tak ada partner, tapi untuk yang pendekatan yang Cikgu Eugene perkenalkan pada pagi ini, murid boleh membuat kerja secara berkumpulan. Okay, Jadi itu salah satu antara pendekatan yang cukup baik yang mungkin kita boleh terapkan dalam pelaksanaan PDPR. Okey, terima kasih sekali lagi kepada Cikgu Eugene di atas perkongsian sebentar tadi.
Most
Okey.
welcome.
Alright, hadirin hadirat yang saya hormati sekalian. Okey, sebelum kita teruskan kepada penceramah perkongsian bagi slot yang kedua ini. Okey, eloklah lebih baik saya ingatkan kepada cikgu-cikgu ataupun hadirin-hadirat yang berada di luar sana bahawa kita sekarang ni, anda semua sedang bersama-sama dengan PPD Petaling Utama dalam sebuah program yang dinamakan Gegar Digital Petaling Utama 2020. Di mana program ini kita cuba untuk memberikan pada semua hadirin di luar sana perkongsian, percambahan ilmu berkaitan pendekatan bagaimana kita melaksanakan PDPR kita di rumah. Okey, kita teruskan kepada penceramah yang terakhir bagi slot kedua pada pagi ini. Untuk itu saya mempersilakan Cikgu Ang Yin Chi daripada SMK Seksyen 10 Kota Damansara untuk meneruskan pembentangan berkaitan dengan Google Doc. Dipersilakan Cikgu Ang.
Terima kasih Cikgu Harry dan selamat tengah hari ya kepada semua cikgu yang berminat ya untuk persembahan hari ini. Jadi biar saya mulakan. Okey. Jadi sebenarnya perkongsian saya sedikit saja tentang penggunaan Google Docs dalam kelas Bahasa Melayu. Jadi saya sebenarnya cikgu Bahasa Melayu dan selepas saya mengetahui bahawa sekolah akan tutup sampai tahun depan, jadi saya makin rasa resahlah. Kerana saya mengajar murid SPM. Jadi saya tak dapat nak bayangkan kalau saya tak dapat menanda karangan murid. Masalah saya yang paling besar ialah saya tidak dapat menanda karangan murid. Itu kalau murid direhatkan untuk 2 bulan tanpa mengarang, sudah pasti kemahiran mereka akan hilang. Jadi bagi saya benar-benar berharap ada satu alat untuk saya menanda dan membaca karangan murid. Jadi saya dengan peluang yang ada, saya mendapati Google Docs dapat membantu saya. Dan Google Docs ini bukan sahaja membantu saya menanda ya kerja budak, tapi murid-murid boleh membaca, mendapatkan contoh kawan lain yang penulisan karangannya sama bagus. Maksudnya biasanya dalam kelas biasa kalau mereka tulis dalam kertas masing-masing, dalam buku masing-masing, jadi apabila cikgu dah hantar walaupun karangan itu bagus, kita akan photostate dan sebagainya, betul? Photostate, edarkan kepada murid yang lain. Mungkin karangan itu bagus. Jadi murid dapat fotokopi, maka mereka akan simpan. Entah-entah nanti hilang. Tapi dalam Google Docs, saya dapat kekalkan dokumen yang berkenaan dalam folder yang sama untuk rujukan murid-murid lain. Biar kita mula. Saya ada 3 bahagian ya. Saya akan bahagikan kepada 3 bahagian perkongsian saya pagi ini, iaitu kelebihan, kelebihan Google Docs dalam Bahasa Melayu, kemudian simulasi dengan murid. Saya ada 4 orang tetamu, iaitu murid calon SPM 4 orang untuk buat simulasi bersama dengan saya hari ini. Jadi yang ketiga ialah langkah. Secara ringkas, langkah untuk memulakan Google Docs ni. Satu, kelebihan. Saya mendapati kelebihan pertama ya Google Docs ialah guru dapat memantau kerja murid secara serentak. Ya, bayangkan cikgu biasanya di dalam classroom, dalam bilik darjah, kalaulah murid menulis, apa yang kita dapat tengok? Kalau kita bergerak ke satu tempat duduk murid, kita boleh baca yang dia punya je. Yang murid lain kita kena bergerak dari satu tempat ke tempat lain, betul? Tetapi untuk Google Docs tidak ya. Kita boleh tengok perkembangan penulisan murid serentak dalam skrin komputer kita. Jadi itu yang sangat menarik bagi saya. Inilah mukanya. Contoh ni. Syarafina. Ini dah lengkap. Ni saya punya. Nota saya dan seterusnya. Dari sini maksudnya paparannya ada 2. Satu dalam bentuk dokumen gini, ini dalam bentuk folder macam ni. Jadi tapi dalam ni saya tak dapatlah tengok perkembangan ya. Yang ini saya dapat tengok. Oh, ini masih kosong lagi. Ingat tak, dalam classroom pun ada juga murid yang mengelamun, betul? dia tulis duduk jadi yang termenung kan. Tapi dalam Google Docs kita boleh tegur. Okey, terus masuk ke dokumen mereka dan tegur, tanya masalah mereka. Okey. Yang kedua, kelebihan kedua, murid dapat melihat semakan guru secara spontan. Okey, maksudnya kalaulah cikgu dah nampak murid dia dah siap satu perenggan, cikgu boleh masuk ke dokumen tersebut dan menanda secara spontan. Dan murid itu akan ada dalam tu untuk melihat komen kita. Okey, ni komen kita. Jadi mereka boleh respon. Okey, dan yang ketiga, okey, ini ialah semakan kita lah ya, dengan warna merah, warna kuning, apa-apa pilihanlah warna kita. Okey, jadi untuk yang ketiga, kelebihan Google Docs, murid dapat merujuk hasil kerja rakan lain untuk penambahbaikan. Bayangkan cikgu, dalam Google Docs, dalam folder yang sama, semua murid yang kita invite, okey, kita share dokumen dengan mereka, mereka boleh rujuk karangan kawan dia. Okey, sebenarnya ada murid yang lemah, ada murid yang lebih mantap kan dari segi penulisan. Jadi di sini murid yang tak ada idea dibenarkan untuk bukan meniru tapi merujuk. Okey. Dalam gambar ni. Dia tak faham, dia tak boleh nak mula. Jadi dia pergilah rujuk. Macam mana nanti kita tengok ya. Okey, inilah dia. Kalau cikgu perasan ya di atas tu, okey, ini punya dokumen dan ini ialah pelawat dia. Okey, murid yang datang melawat dokumen berkenaan. Okey, yang keempat, murid dapat bekerjasama dan berkolaborasi. Okey, dapat bekerjasama dan kalau dalam bilik darjah kita seronok kan tengok murid berjalan, rio dan sebagainya. Tapi apabila kita masuk virtual class, kita rasa macam diam, macam tak ada pergerakan. Tapi dalam Google Docs, kita boleh adakan sesi sebegini. Bergerak tapi dalam talian. Okey, jadi seterusnya ini dia. Okey, ini dia mereka punya. Tapi sebenarnya kalau mereka nak bincang masuk, inilah dia. Okey, dan yang kelima, murid boleh mendapatkan bahan daripada guru. Okey, katakan cikgu dah beri tugasan, murid dah buat dan cikgu ingin beri nota tambahan ataupun karangan contoh. Murid bolehlah dapatkan daripada dokumen yang dimiliki oleh cikgu itu sendiri. Okey, jadi inilah antara kebaikannya. Okey, Google Docs. Jadi saya nak masuk bahagian simulasi. Okey, simulasi dengan murid. Jadi saya minta tetamu saya hari ini, okey, iaitu 4 orang ya, 4 orang murid. Okey, ini ialah drive saya, dalam drive saya. Okey, dalam KD10 tingkatan 5. Okey, dalam ini katakan hari ini kita nak buat karangan A, okey, daripada negeri Pahang. Jadi saya masuk dokumen saya. Okey, jadi ini dia. Okey, setakat ini saya seorang saja. Dan sekarang saya minta murid saya join masuk. Ini nampak tak ada murid masuk, Cik Haikal. Okey, ada murid lain. Okey, ada 3 orang lagi, kita tunggu. Mereka akan masuk ke dalam dokumen. Maknanya kalau murid dia tak ada dalam Google Meet pun mereka boleh masuk. Okey, maksudnya dia boleh belajar sama-sama dengan kita, buat kerja bersama dengan kita di luar talian. Di luar talian. Okey, jadi kalau murid, maaf ya. Okey, saya minta Cik Haikal, ada lagi murid lain? Okey, 3 orang lagi. Sebenarnya saya dah nampak mereka tadi. Okey, jadi dalam sini saya akan beri penerangan cikgu. Okey, saya minta maaf. Okey, dah ya 4 orang dah sini. Cikgu kalau perasan, ya keempat-empat orang murid yang saya jemput telah masuk ke dalam Google Docs saya. Okey, katakan ada murid yang lain mereka, okey, wifi tak elok dan sebagainya. Sebenarnya setelah mereka menjadi pemilik, okey, kumpulan kita ni, mereka boleh masuk walaupun tak menyertai Google Meet kita. Okey, katakan, okey, 4 orang ni di sini, okey. Di sini mereka dah masuk. Hai, Aci, Wei, Cik Haikal dan Den, anak saya. Semua ni anak saya. Okey, baiklah. Ini ialah soalan saya. Jadi, saya nak mereka perkenalkan diri mereka, boleh? Okey, Medin. Hai Cik Aikal, Wei Ci. Tulis nama kamu, perkenalkan diri kamu. Okey, hello. Cik Haikal. Okey, Cik Haikal. Ada nama mereka ya? Nama pun keluar. Okey, nama waktu mereka menulis, warna mereka lain-lain. Okey, tapi type-nya warna sama lah ink dia kan. Tapi akan ada nama mereka. Yongchi, ya Kawe. Hai Cik Haikal. Nama penuh Okey, Muhammad. Saya Cik Haikal bin Cik Muhammad Lim Kawe. Muhammad Fariduddin bin Was Hadin tak habis. Okey, dengan Fun Yongchi. Okey, inilah tetamu saya. Saya nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada mereka kerana mereka sebenarnya dalam tempoh persediaan SPM dan sanggup temankan cikgunya di sini untuk buat presentation ni. Okey, terima kasih semua. Terima kasih. Baiklah. Daripada 4 orang ni, saya bahagikan mereka kepada kumpulan 1. Kumpulan 1 kumpulan lelaki. Okey, kumpulan lelaki. Katakan, okey, kumpulan lelaki Din dengan Haikal. Alright, kumpulan perempuan pula, kumpulan 2 Yongchi dengan Kawe. Okey, jadi cikgu bagikan kumpulan ni berdasarkan kehadiran lah. Okey, cikgu. Jadi tugasannya katakan. Okey, tugasannya, jom di bawah tu ya, rangka. Kalau kita nak buat rangka karangan, katakan saya minta, okey, kumpulan lelaki, okey, bina rangka untuk isi 1, okey, membentuk disiplin murid. Katakan untuk uraikan rangka, okey. Kumpulan perempuan tu pula, biar mereka isi untuk memupuk semangat patriotik, okey, untuk soalan karangan tersebut. Okey, boleh mula. Jadi maksudnya mereka akan beri pandangan. Okey, kalau kamu ada pandangan nak buat rangka untuk isi ketiga membudayakan kemahiran pun dibenarkan. Okey, mengapa saya nak bagi gini supaya mereka tak bertembung. Ada kalanya mereka nak juga di ruang tu kan, sedangkan murid lain tengah buat. Okey, jadi sebenarnya kita boleh bagi arahan supaya mereka menjawab pada bahagian yang ditujukan, ditetapkan. Kalau ada pandangan lain, mereka boleh buat di bahagian yang lain. Boleh lengkapkan bahagian lain. Jadi mereka sedang menulis. Okey, mereka sedang menulis. Okey, yang isi kedua, memupuk semangat patriotik. Boleh mulakan. Ci, Wei. Okey, ni. Siapa? Yongchi. Yongchi pergi yang ketiga. Jadi dalam keadaan proses macam ni, sebenarnya cikgu boleh nampak murid mana yang aktif, murid mana yang tak buat kerja. Okey, di sini mungkin seorang, Cik Haikal dah tinggalkan kita, mungkin line-nya, ya, mungkin taliannya tidak stabil, tak apa. Okey, dah. Katakan cikgu, Cik Haikal dah masuk. Okey, dari sini kita nampak. Jadi, dengan ini, maka kita boleh katakan, okey, setelah rangka tu dah agak mantap, maka kita nak bagikan kumpulan. Okey, katakan, saya kata, okey, sekarang ni saya minta murid lelaki wujudkan, create Google Docs untuk diri kamu, labelnya, labelkan kumpulan 1. Okey, untuk yang perempuan, kumpulan perempuan, buat Google Docs, create a Google Docs yang baharu, okey, untuk kumpulan 2. Jadi saya minta kamu copy and paste, ambil semua nota yang telah dibuat di sini untuk ke dokumen kumpulan. Okey, jom kita tengok Okey, sila copy and paste. Okey, copy and paste semua ni. Okey, masuk ke dalam kumpulan masing-masing. Okey, copy and paste. Okey, masuk ke dalam kumpulan masing-masing. Okey, maksudnya mereka perlu create Google Docs individu, okey, untuk kumpulan mereka secara berasingan. Ini ialah dokumen saya. Okey, segala perbincangan di sini dulu. Kemudian mereka akan pecah ke dalam kumpulan. Maknanya mereka akan adakan ini. Ya, kalau cikgu balik, kita balik pada folder yang sebelum ni. Kita nampak tadi di dalam Google Docs semua berkumpul di sini tadi. Okey, tapi sekarang saya minta mereka bincang dalam kumpulan. Jadi bagaimana mereka bincang dalam kumpulan? Mereka create dokumen baharu dan mereka akan bincang dalam kumpulan tersebut. Okey, katakan mungkin kumpulan Cik Haikal, kumpulan 1 dah ada, kumpulan lelaki. Okey, sekarang ni kalau kumpulan perempuan masih belum. Jadi sebenarnya cikgu boleh create Google Docs untuk mereka. Ya, Google Doc di sini kita boleh create untuk mereka. Ya, kumpulan 2 dah ada, kumpulan 2 di sini. Okey, jadi saya minta kamu copy and paste bahan daripada Google Doc cikgu masuk ke dalam kumpulan kamu dan bina perenggan. Tadi ialah buat rangka. Okey, buat rangka bahagian dokumen saya. Okey, sekarang saya minta mereka copy bahan-bahan perbincangan hasil penunjuk semua tu ke dalam kumpulan masing-masing dan bina satu perenggan. Katakan kumpulan 1 bina perenggan 1 daripada rangka tadi. Okey, kumpulan 2 bina perenggan lengkap untuk isi yang kedua. Macam tu. Okey, jadi mereka akan bincang dalam dokumen masing-masing. Jadi kalau cikgu nak pantau kerja mereka, cikgu boleh masuk. Okey, ini ialah kumpulan 1, ini kumpulan 2. Okey, jadi saya akan masuk kumpulan 1. Katakan budak lelaki ni kan mungkin tak boleh percaya. Okey. Tapi anak murid saya ni semua baik-baik. 2 orang jejaka ni kesayangan saya kan. Semua saya sayang. Okey, jom saya tengok kumpulan 1, Cik Aika dan Den. Okey. Den ni ada nama ni ada nama manja dia Acong. Okey, kita kata Acong. Kalau tengok muka dia memang muka mak dia ni lah. Okey. Okey, jom kita tengok. Ya, mereka dah tengah menulis. Okey, ni kita tengok. Cik Haikal dengan Den. Okey, mereka tengah membina perenggan. Okey, jadi ni Cik Haikal tengah menulis. Okey, Den pun mana Den? Den ada. Ini ialah hasil copy and paste mereka lah. Okey, dan okey, mereka tengah menulis. Jadi saya pun nak tengok perenggan ataupun kerja, proses kerja murid perempuan. Saya akan balik tengok kumpulan 2. Okey, jom tengok kumpulan 2. Okey, ada progress tak? Okey, dah ada. Notanya dah ada. Kita tengok maksudnya cik boleh tengok ni. Kawe dengan Ci. Dua-dua tengah membina perenggan. Dari sini cikgu boleh pantau. Dan kalau ada kesilapan, cikgu boleh betulkan terus di dalam Google Doc ni. Kita boleh masuk sini sana saja. Okey, katakan saya nak ajak. Okey, jom saya minta murid lelaki kumpulan 1 tadi dua-dua katakan masa dah tamat, maka saya nak jemputlah budak lelaki masuk rumah perempuan kejap. Okey. Okey, Cik Haikal dan Den boleh berhenti menulis, katakan jom kita tengok perenggan murid perempuan, katakan murid perempuan. Okey, jom tu. Haikal dah masuk. Okey, masuk rumah orang, kena tanyakan khabar, kena sapa, hai kata. Okey, kalau murid tingkatan 4 saya nakal, dia masuk rumah budak perempuan, masuk rumah kumpulan lain, dia minta apa? Minta kuih. Ada Assalamualaikum Cik Aikal. Ya, siapa dulu kan? Jadi mereka akan minta, kuih mana? Air mana? Dia kata, kan? Okey. Tapi ada murid yang ceroboh masuk kumpulan lain. Yang suka hati je dia nak tengok kumpulan lain kan, tugas dia macam mana kan, nak intai. Okey, kalau cikgu tak benarkan, tak bolehlah. Tapi sebenarnya mereka bebas bergerak sini sana. Okey, ini dah 4 orang ni. Okey, mereka ada dalam sheet yang sama. Tengok hasil kumpulan lain. Ini yang berlaku kolaborasi. Okey, tadi bekerjasama dalam doc yang sama. Sekarang ini mereka masuk, mereka berkolaborasi. Nanti saya akan minta mereka, okey, katakan sekarang kita dah bincang, kelemahan perenggan ni mana, kekuatan, apa yang perlu ditambah. Okey, katakan sekarang dah. Biasanya kalau kita buat aktiviti dalam kumpulan dalam kelas, gallery walk, kan? Mereka akan ada tampalan semua, bahan dan sebagainya. Masalahnya selepas kelas, okey, murid perlu pindahkan bahan itu ke dalam buku ataupun diperbanyak. Betul tak? Fotokopi. Tapi di sini untuk Google Docs tak perlu. Okey, mereka boleh copy and paste dalam dokumen mereka sendiri. Itu yang sangat memudahkan kita untuk tingkatan 5 lah. Okey, yang kita target saya ialah penulisan. Kita boleh tengok, kita boleh semak secara spontan. Okey, baiklah 4 orang ni. Hai sayang, tolong copy and paste dalam dokumen sendiri. Okey, kalau tadi ya cikgu, daripada dua ini, faham dan ang, okey sekarang ni ada dokumen kumpulan 1 dan 2. Okey, tapi kemudian kita minta murid-murid ni mesti ada karangan sendiri, betul tak? Mereka perlu ada kopi sendiri. Jadi saya minta mereka buat kopi sendiri dengan nama sendiri. Namakan dokumen mereka dengan gunakan nama sendiri. Okey, jadi saya minta 4 orang ni, okey, create docs yang baru untuk diri kamu sendiri. Okey, ya. Okey, ada dah? Untitled, okey, ini belum dinamakan, nanti mereka akan namakan. Okey, mereka akan namakan nama sendiri dan mereka akan buat kerja sendiri. Okey, maksudnya daripada tadi perbincangan kumpulan, setelah cikgu bagi komen, mereka akan copy semua-semua tu, masuk dokumen sendiri dan perbaik di situ. Okey, jadi dia akan jadi macam ni. Okey, dokumen siapa ni? Okey, cikgu tengok saya masuk. Ini ialah Adin punya. Dah ada nama dah di sini. Dia dah tukar nama dah. Ini ialah dokumen Din. Okey, jadi kalau dah create, copy and paste bahan perbincangan kita sebelum ini. Okey, boleh copy and paste bahan kita ke dalam dokumen sendiri. Sini dah ada Cik Haikal, KW dan Ci punya belum ada. Jadi sebenarnya cikgu, inilah yang melegakan saya. Melegakan saya untuk menghadapi cabaran PDPR ni. Okey, maksudnya jadi semasa mereka menulis, saya dah boleh terus akses melihat perkembangan penulisan murid. Tapi satu cabarannya ialah kemahiran menaip. Okey, kemahiran menaip. Jadi sebenarnya anak saya untuk yang sekolah rendah pun saya waktu cuti tu sebenarnya saya minta mereka belajar menaip sejak umur 6 hingga 7. Okay, mereka perlu belajar menaip kerana sekarang ni pena ni macam terhad juga penggunaan. Jadi saya cadangkan, jadi ini dia. Okay, KW, Cik Haikal dah ada. Jadi mereka akan buat dan saya akan lawat kerja mereka dan sebagainya. Okay, jadi untuk setakat ni itulah simulasi ya, simulasi untuk sesi simulasi ni itu saja. Sekian. Saya terima kasih ya sekali lagi kepada Faridudin, Cik Haikal, Yongci dan KW. Okay, thank you. Okay, awak boleh tinggalkan cikgu dah. Okay, terima kasih semua. Terima kasih ya, terima kasih. Okay. Okay, jadi saya balik. Thank you Yongci, thank you KW dan Din, Cik Haikal ya. Terima kasih, cikgu terhutang budi dengan kamu. Okay, sangat-sangat ni. Okay, jadi maaf ya, saya sambung. Okay, saya akan sambung Okay, tadi kita tamat bahagian simulasi. Yes. Okay, saya ucapkan terima kasih pada anak murid saya. Okay, love you so much. Okay, ini simulasi dah tamat. Jadi saya akan masuk bahagian langkah. Okay, langkah ni sebenarnya mudah, cikgu jangan risau. Okay, ada 8 langkah. Kita akan buat satu persatu. Okay, guru akan masuk ke dalam Google Drive. Okay, ini Google Drive kita. Okay, dan ya, Google Drive. Kemudian cikgu boleh pergi folder, create folder. Bagi saya, katakan saya nak bagi karangan ke apa-apa ke, saya create folder dulu. Create folder untuk tingkatan 5. Okay, setelah saya create, tekan create ni kan, kemudian akan wujudlah folder KD10 tingkatan 5. Okay, jadi seterusnya ni dalam drive dia akan ada folder KD10 tingkatan 5. Jadi di sini kosong. Okay, folder ni kosong lagi. Jadi di sini kita boleh create dokumen apa-apa bahan yang kita perlukan. Okay, kita boleh create. Tapi sebelum kita create, katakan cikgu, tadi perasan tak? Saya tak perlu share link, saya tak perlu buat apa-apa, tapi murid boleh masuk terus. Okay, kerana saya telah share folder ini kepada murid saya. Saya menggunakan email mereka lah. Okay, di sini kita akan share dengan murid. Maksudnya tak perlu ambil link, tak perlu cikgu. Jadi sekali kita share dengan murid-murid, bila-bila masa mereka boleh akses folder kita ni. Okey, jadi senang cikgu, senang. Okey, di sini kita akan share lah. Setelah kita tekan share ni, okey, dia akan keluar paparan sebegini. Okey, di sini kita akan share. Okey, kita type je email mereka. Okey, kita type je email mereka. Okey, dan seterusnya akan jadi sebegini. Ini saya add saya sendiri lah waktu saya buat untuk slide ni kan. Okey, saya dah buat. Okey, add. Okey, kemudian saya akan tekan dah buat ni, saya akan tekan send. Okey, send. Send ini adalah send invitation. Saya akan hantar melamarlah murid ya, menjemput, mengundang murid untuk join folder saya tadi. Okey, setelah saya send, maka ini akan keluarlah berdua. Sekarang dah berdua. Okey, dan kalau kelas tu ramai, maka dia akan banyaklah. Okey, jadi siapa-siapa yang di-share di sini, mereka dapat masuk okey ke dalam folder ini. Okey, ada akses. Jadi di sini seterusnya kita akan nampak setelah kita share, dia akan keluar ni ada orang. Maksudnya kita dah berkongsi. Folder ini berkongsi dengan orang lain. Okey, iaitu dalam kes ni ialah dengan murid kita. Okey, dah. Jadi saya akan keluar wujudkan satu lagi folder karangan perhimpunan rasmi, katakan macam tadi kan. Okey, karangannya perhimpunan rasmi. Saya create folder ni supaya kerja murid dia tak bersepah nanti. Ya, takut murid nanti karangan ini masuk, karangan B masuk, tajuk lain masuk kan. Jadi tak. Jadi kalau untuk lebih kemas, kita akan createkan folder yang berkenaan dengan tajuk hari itu. Okey, dah create. Okey, jadi inilah dia karangan perhimpunan. Okey, dalam ini kita akan buat lagi dokumen dan sebagainya. Okey, dah. Kalaulah kita dah share tadi kan, kita dah share kita punya folder dengan murid, maka murid pula kena terima invitation. Kalau kita jemput, kita undang orang datang ke rumah kita, perlulah juga orang tu terima undangan kita kan. Okey, jadi di sini dah kita send invitation tadi, okey, maka dalam inbox murid kena tengok inbox mereka sendiri dan mereka perlu ada open ni KD10 tingkatan 5, invitation to collaborate kan. So di sini KD10 tingkatan 5, okey, dia boleh open, dia kena tekan open dan dia akan join kita. Okey, dia akan tekan dan murid perlu tekan open, itu yang penting. Dia boleh join kita. Okey, dia dah open, maka dia boleh join. Okey, murid telah join folder guru. Dah beramai dalam tu. Okey, dah mereka akan nampak ni lah. Okey, jadi mereka akan nampak ni, mereka akan masuk dan sebagainya. Okey, dan mereka akan create dokumen mereka sendiri nanti. Okey, di situ. Okey, create dokumen sendiri dan sebagainya, buat aktiviti. Nah, ini ya, ni dokumen mereka. Okey, mereka kena create. Tetapi ada murid yang menggunakan telefon. Ya, ada murid katakan, dia kata, oh cikgu saya tak boleh. Okey, mungkin mereka tak download. Okey, tak mahu turun Google Docs. Okey, app Google Docs tu. Okey, jadi mereka kena download. Dah lepas download baru mereka boleh guna. Okey, boleh buka doc dan sebagainya. Okey, kalau betul-betul tak boleh, sebenarnya cikgu boleh create dokumen untuk mereka. Okey, dan selepas mereka ada doc, mereka tukar nama doc itu kepada nama sendiri. Okey, mereka tukar nama supaya cikgu senang nak tengok siapa yang dah ada di situ. Jadi Google Docs ni dia ibarat apa tau? Dia ibarat buku kerja. Tak ada docs, tak ada buku. Jadi dalam dokumen ni tak ada isu cikgu saya tak bawa buku. Okey, dah ada Google Docs, murid dah boleh menulis. Jadi waktu menulis tu kita nampak kan ada tanda pen mereka tu. Okey, jadi dah di sini guru boleh lihat semua dokumen murid. Okey, di sini satu demi satu mereka akan create dan macam tadi kan daripada 2, lepas tu dah ada banyak dan sebagainya. Inilah dia. Okey, kalau dalam ni, okey, karangan penuh dan ini masih ni tak tengok nampak kan? Kita nampak, okey, ada yang laju, ada yang lambat, ada yang mungkin dia tak ada idea, dia boleh tengok bukan tengok, bukan meniru lah, maksudnya rujuk, okey, rujuk dapat idea. Inilah berlakunya bekerjasama dan berkolaborasi. Okey, ini kerja mereka. Ya. Terus cikgu boleh pantau satu demi satu dan membantu murid yang bermasalah. Semasa murid menulis, cikgu boleh masuk. Kita boleh masuk. Ini adalah tetamu. Ini adalah empunya. Okey, empunya dokumen. Okey, dan paparan guru setelah murid menulis di sini macam ni. Okey, jadi kita boleh lihat ada yang kosong, ada yang tak siap kerja dan sebagainya. Sematkan guru boleh beri komen. Saya rasa cikgu semua dah biasa dengan ni. Jadi perkongsian nota guru yang macam tadi kan, pergi ke dokumen guru dulu, kemudian mereka boleh copy, mereka boleh paste, mereka boleh buat apa-apa saja selepas itu. Okey, paparan hasil kerja murid. Ya, jadi itulah saya rasa perkongsian saya. Jom kita imbas kembali. Sebenarnya share folder, langkah untuk share folder ada di sini 9, rasanya tak susah semua di Google Drive. Tapi yang penting ialah kita kena email lah. Okey, ambil email murid, kemudian kita copy paste saja. Okey, kemudian menghantar invitation, murid yang kena check inbox, murid kena tekan open, okey, kongsi oleh guru, kemudian mereka create dokumen sendiri. Tapi kalau mereka tak boleh create, cikgu boleh create untuk mereka dan juga tulis nama mereka. Okey, dan memberi tajuk dokumen dengan nama sendiri dan cikgu dapat lihat semua. Okey, jadi kelebihannya memantau. Cikgu boleh pantau sendiri secara spontan cikgu. Sekarang ni untuk tingkatan 5 memang saya buat pemantau gini. Okey, menulis. Okey, ada kalanya kalau tata bahasa tu tak apa lagi kan. Tapi karangan tu memang kita kena tengok dan beri penandaan, okey, pembetulan secara spontan. Saya rasa itu sangat berkesan. Okey, dan itu inilah kerjasama kolaborasi dan itu saja daripada saya. Sekian, terima kasih. Jumpa lagi semua. Kalau ada soalan boleh bertanya selepas ni ya. Balik pada Cikgu Khairi.
Okey. Terima kasih saya ucapkan kepada Cikgu Ang Ying Chin sebentar tadi daripada SMK Seksyen 10 Kota Damansara di atas perkongsian
balik pada Cikgu Khairi.
Berkaitan dengan perkongsian Google Doc, okey, penggunaan Google Doc dalam mengaplikasikan pendidikan PDPR. Okey, sebenarnya kalau kita lihat tadi, Cikgu Ang dia menerapkan elemen kooperatif dan kolaboratif dalam mengaplikasikan pendidikan penyebaran ilmu kepada murid-muridnya. Tahniah diucapkan kepada Cikgu Ang. Tak lupa juga sekali lagi saya ucapkan tahniah dan terima kasih kepada Cikgu Velishina dengan perkongsian Worksheet Alive sebentar tadi. Juga tidak lupa kepada Cikgu Eugene Morais berkaitan dengan Let's Jam dan juga penceramah kita yang ketiga yang baru saja selesai sebentar tadi iaitu Cikgu Ang Ying Chi berkaitan dengan Google Doc. Okey, bagi hadirin hadirat yang masih lagi setia bersama dengan kami di Wasilah di Petaling Utama ini, sebentar tadi telah dikongsikan pautan bagi SPL KPM, juga pautan bagi pengisian sijil penyertaan cikgu untuk program kita pada hari ini. Jadi jangan lupa segera isi kedua-dua form tersebut dan satu lagi saya ingin pesankan, jangan lupa selepas mengisi SPL KPM, sila bantu kami untuk mengisi borang maklum malas yang disertakan juga. Okey, syabas dan tahniah kepada anda semua warga pendidik luar sana yang tidak pernah jemu bersama-sama kami dalam program Gegar Digital Petaling Utama. Dan saya ingatkan sekali lagi, jangan lupa like, subscribe YouTube Wasilah Bicara Petaling Utama. Dan sebelum saya mengakhiri perkongsian kita pada sesi yang kedua pada hari ini, okey, ingin saya ingatkan sekali lagi, pada petang ini, pada jam lebih kurang 2.30 minit petang, kita akan bersama-sama lagi insya-Allah untuk slot yang terakhir bagi hari ketiga, iaitu kita akan bersama-sama dengan Cikgu Shima dan Cikgu Hanim dengan perkongsian yang lebih menarik saya rasa, yang pasti anda semua di luar tertunggu-tunggu. Jadi sebelum saya meninggalkan anda semua, sekalung tahniah dan terima kasih kami ucapkan kepada pengurusan tertinggi PPD Petaling Utama yang diterajui oleh Yang Berusaha Puan Hajah Marfuatun binti Sastro, Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Petaling Utama, Yang Berusaha Puan Norin binti Zakaria, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Sektor Pembelajaran PPD Petaling Utama. Tidak lupa juga Puan Azrina binti Husin, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Sektor Perancangan PPD Petaling Utama, Yang Berusaha Tuan Muhammad Kamal Azizi bin Abdul Aziz, Timbalan Pegawai Pendidikan Daerah Sektor Pengurusan Sekolah PPD Petaling Utama, Puan Hajah Marhani binti M. Hanif, Timbalan Sektor Pembangunan Murid PPD Petaling Utama. Tidak lupa juga ucapan terima kasih yang tidak terhingga kepada barisan pengetua, guru-guru besar, penekanan dan juga warga pendidik di luar sana. InsyaAllah kita berjumpa lagi pada jam 2.30 petang ini dalam Gegar Digital Petaling Utama 2020. Sekian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih, jumpa lagi.